All right, let's get this out of the way up front. Some companies are almost impossible to out recruit. It doesn't matter how much you spend on job ads, how clever your job titles are, or how many LinkedIn messages you send, you just can't beat them because they've built something deeper, something that attracts and keeps talent without having to try as hard. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, and wherever you happen to be right now. I'm Mike Voorhees, here to help you build a stronger team. Like it or not, these three types of companies have a permanent recruiting advantage. If you want to compete, you either need to become one of them or stop pretending your help wanted post competes with theirs. Here they are. First, the company that gets a lot of employee referrals. If you want to know which companies have the strongest recruiting engines, don't look at their job boards, look at their referral stats. A company that thrives on employee referrals has already won the recruiting game. Think about what that really means. Every referral is an employee saying, I trust this place enough to put my name on it. And that's gold. You can't buy it, you can't fake it. When a company's own people are its best recruiters, job seekers pick up on that instantly. They can feel it. It's in the tone of voice during interviews. It's in the stories people tell on social media. It's in the confidence and pride that shows up when someone says, yeah, you should come work here. Meanwhile, companies that don't get referrals are constantly fighting uphill. They have to sell candidates on why the job is worth taking. They have to outmarket, outmessage, and outspend. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If your people aren't referring their friends, there's probably a reason. Here's why it's so hard to compete with these guys. Employee referral companies grow their teams through trust and proof. Their culture, leadership, and work environment have already been vetted by the people inside. They don't need to dangle hiring bonuses or free lunch Fridays to attract talent. They just keep delivering on their promises, and their employees do the rest. So, when you try to recruit against them, you're not competing with a job posting. You're competing with word of mouth credibility. And no job description, no matter how well written, can match that. What can we learn from them? If you're not getting referrals, stop asking, why won't my people refer? And start asking, would I refer someone here if I worked on the front line? You'll find your answers in the day to day experiences of your employees, not in your mission statement. So fix that, and recruiting gets easier. Ignore it, and you'll keep spinning your wheels. All right, let's talk about the second group that you can't out recruit. And this is the company that provides real growth and advancement opportunities. The key word here is real. You know, every company says they offer growth, but few actually deliver. You know the ones that do because their people don't need to leave to level up. They can build a career right where they are. And that's the second kind of company you can't out recruit. The one that turns entry level jobs into stepping stones. When a company invests in its people, promotes from within, and creates visible paths forward, something powerful happens. Turnover drops, morale rises, recruiting costs go down, and the best candidates start showing up on their own. Because talented people talk. They tell their peers, you know, this company actually backs up what they say. They don't just promise growth, they deliver it. Here's why you can't compete with these guys. If you're trying to lure talent away from a company that's helping them grow, good luck. You're not just competing with their current paycheck, you're competing with their future potential. And that's a losing battle. Sure, you might tempt someone with a higher wage for a while, but once they realize your company offers no real path beyond the job they're in, they'll leave. And then you're back to square one. These growth companies don't just hire employees, they create alumni. Even when people move on, they do it with respect, gratitude, and often they return later in higher roles. They build ecosystems, not revolving doors. So, what can we learn from these guys? If you want to be this kind of company, stop treating career growth like a buzzword. Start small and make it real. Write down actual career paths, not just titles. But the skills and steps required to move up. Write this stuff down, illustrate it, and then train your managers to coach, not just supervise. You want to celebrate internal promotions publicly. Measure how many of your new hires come from within. When people see real opportunity, they stop job hopping. And when they stop job hopping, your recruiting headaches disappear. All right, let's talk about the third group of companies that you cannot out recruit. This is the company with a brand employees are excited to be a part of. The third company you can't out recruit is the one everyone's proud to work for. You've seen them, maybe even envied them. Their employees wear the logo outside of work. They post about the company on social media without being asked. Their job openings fill faster than yours. And you wonder, how did they do it? Well, it's not magic, it's brand. And I don't mean slick marketing or expensive branding campaigns. I mean the authentic reputation a company earns when its people truly believe in what they do and who they do it with. When a company's internal culture and external image align, it creates magnetic energy. Candidates don't just see a job, they see identity, belonging, purpose, and they want in. Here's why you can't compete with these guys. If your brand doesn't inspire pride, your recruiting team is swimming upstream. You can't keep tweaking job titles, buying ads, or outsourcing to agencies. None of this is going to make people feel something. And that's what great brands do. They make people feel something. It might be pride in craftsmanship. It might be loyalty to the mission. It might just be the sense that, hey, this company does things the right way. Whatever it is, it's powerful. When employees are excited to wear the shirt, talk about the work, and bring friends along for the ride, you've built something special. And it's not something a competitor can steal with a signing bonus. So, what can we learn watching these organizations? Your brand isn't what you say about your company, it's what your employees say about it when you're not in the room. If you want to strengthen it, here's what you do. Start inside. Ask employees what makes them proud or not to work there. Live your values out loud and cut the ones that don't mean anything. Tell real stories, not stock photos. Showcase actual people, actual projects, and actual impact. Make your mission visible and believable. A strong employer brand turns recruiting from chasing to attracting. You don't have to shout when everyone's already listening. The hard truth: you can't out recruit these companies because they've built their advantage from the inside out. Referrals, growth, and brand. This is a type of pride, right? Referrals, growth, and brand pride. These aren't recruiting tactics, they're results. They come from leadership decisions, cultural consistency, and long-term commitment. Meanwhile, too many companies are still trying to fix hiring problems with surface-level solutions. We need better job ads. We should use a different job board. Let's offer a signing bonus. No, 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 no. Those might fill seats for a minute, but they won't build a team. Recruiting isn't a marketing problem, it's a culture problem. The best recruiters in the world can't compensate for a weak internal brand, no growth, or employees who wouldn't refer their friends. So, if you're struggling to compete, stop asking how to beat the companies that have it figured out and start asking how to become one of them. If your company wants to attract top talent, you don't need a bigger recruiting budget, you need a better reputation. Get referrals flowing. Create growth paths people can see and trust. Build a brand your team is proud to represent. Do that, and you won't have to out recruit anyone. Because the truth is, the companies you can't out recruit, they're not just lucky, they've earned it. At BR1, we help companies become the kind people want to work for, not the ones that have to beg. If you want to strengthen your recruiting strategy, retention systems, and employer brand, let's talk. Until next time, keep building your stronger team.